It's NBA Midseason Awards. So for this segment, we're going to predict the MVP, or we're going to give out our awards so far for the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, and Coach of the Year. Before we wrote down this segment as a potential topic, I had an idea of giving out some other different type of awards. Maybe clutchest player, best hairline. I don't know. Just it was whatever.
Most exciting player.
Yes, whatever came out of my head, whatever. But we're not going to do that this segment. We're going to probably do it later on. But okay, right now, who is your MVP? NBA Midseason Awards. Who do you have as MVP?
Yeah, so for my MVP, it kind of is a two-man race, but I think this one is a pretty obvious one. It's the man up on the screen, Joel Embiid. He's taken a Sixers team that I thought had a lot of potential this year, but I definitely did not see them as a one seed in the Eastern Conference, especially with how well the Nets have played. Although, they've had their struggles for everything the Sixers have gone through. They've faced some COVID struggles. They've had injuries. For them to be where they're at, it's a testament to how good Joel Embiid's playing. He's really put the team on his back in the first half, and I think without him, they are, I don't even know if they're a playoff team. If so, they're a fringe playoff team. So he has really elevated that team a lot.
I think they are still a playoff team without Embiid, but I get what you are saying.
Maybe in the East.
Yeah,
in
they
the
are,
East,
definitely.
Probably, yeah, but
what I'll say is I think since it is midseason NBA awards and we're not projecting, you have to take everything into account. So you have to take stats, winning, all of that. If we are just taking stats, I'm going Nikola Jokic as my MVP. But because everything counts, including winning, and the 76ers are the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, as of now, Joel Embiid has to be my MVP so far because he's playing at a phenomenal level. He's averaging 30 points per game, and his efficiency is off the charts. He's shooting insanely well from three. So Joel Embiid is definitely MVP so far. Now the next award, Defensive Player of the Year. Who do you have?
This one was a little bit tougher. I think this is one of the more open ones out of any of them. I'm going to give it to Rudy Gobert. I think he's been such an integral part of what that Utah Jazz team has been able to do. Obviously, the best team in the NBA, and one of the biggest reasons is that defense, and he's played such a huge part in that. He's got the pedigree. We know the type of defender, the caliber of defender he is, and he's been the backbone of that defense. So that's why I'm giving him the nod for Defensive Player of the Year.
I have to agree with you. I think the Utah Jazz have been so great for the past couple of years because Rudy Gobert is probably the best defensive center in the entire NBA. You look at the Utah Jazz this year, they're so good defensively because Rudy Gobert protects the paint so well. I mean, people love to make fun of Gobert and love to call him overpaid, but he makes a huge impact for the Utah Jazz, and without Gobert, they wouldn't be where they are right now. So Rudy Gobert, definitely I could see. Right now, I would have him as Defensive Player of the Year. Another player could be Ben Simmons possibly because he's been playing awesome. It's kind of weird because, this is just a sneak peek at our other pick, but I think that every fan at least should have Jordan Clarkson as Sixth Man of the Year. But if you have Jordan Clarkson and Gobert as Sixth Man and DPOY, you have two players from the same team winning two awards. And Philly, if you have Embiid as MVP and Simmons as DPOY, the same thing can be said. So it is pretty insane that both players from two separate teams are playing at a great level, at a really high level right now. So, yes, my DPOY is Rudy Gobert. Next, Rookie of the Year.
This one was a no-brainer for me, at least to this point in the season. And obviously, things can change, but it's got to be LaMelo Ball, especially since he stepped up into that starting role. All of his numbers have increased, and I feel like, to me, more importantly, you've seen him mature and very quickly. He's not afraid of the big moment. He's not afraid of the big shot. He's poised under pressure. It doesn't seem like anything phases him. It doesn't seem like anything gets to him. So it really does feel like you're watching a budding superstar right now, and I'm excited to see what the future holds down in Charlotte.
I agree. It's LaMelo Ball. Throughout the season, it looked like Tyrese Halliburton was going to give him a run for his money, but LaMelo, since he started, has created such a separation between him and everybody else. Like when you look at this draft class, at least so far, LaMelo Ball is that guy you look at and you're like, yeah, that's a star. That's a superstar. Everybody else are like really good player, but I don't know about star. So I think LaMelo Ball is definitely the runaway rookie of the year. And I don't know if I'm crazy for this, but I was watching LaMelo the other day, just watching his game, the way he plays, how great his rookie year has been. He reminds me a lot of Tyreke Evans in his rookie year.
Hey, he had an awesome rookie year.
And I know people, when they compare LaMelo Ball, they love to throw out Jason Kidd and other great passers that have played in the game, but Tyreke Evans was a problem in his rookie year. And Tyreke Evans was great.
Yeah, he's size-wise much more closer to a Tyreke Evans than a Jason Kidd. And you mentioned about the draft class. I would say it's like LaMelo Ball, a pretty decent gap, and then Tyrese Halliburton. I'd say there's another gap after that, probably not as big, and then everybody else. Like those two guys have been head and shoulders above the rest of the league. Any other year, Halliburton is probably the favorite right now, but LaMelo has played, not even by rookie standards, he's just been a great player this season, so got to give him the nod.
Yep, no doubt about it. Next award, Sixth Man of the Year. I gave a little sneak peek earlier, but look, Jordan Clarkson is Sixth Man of the Year to me, like no-brainer.
Yeah, it's another no question about it. One of the other, we mentioned when we were talking Rudy Gobert, the defense has been such a key on why they've been playing so well. One of the other biggest keys is the bench, and that was something that they kind of lacked last year, was firepower coming off the bench, and Jordan Clarkson has stepped up and become, he's given you starter output off the bench. So he has been an incredible boost for them, and I don't know if they're at where they're at right now without him.
It seems like in every era, or at least every other 5 years, we have a player that emerges and becomes one of the best six men in the NBA. Just, I think, 10 years ago, that guy was Jamal Crawford on the Atlanta Hawks. Then a couple years ago, it was Lou Williams with the Clippers and with the Raptors, and everywhere Lou Will has been, he's been a terrific six man. And now it seems like that is Jordan Clarkson. I think he is this era's Jamal Crawford, especially when you look at what he can do, how quickly he can put the ball in a basket. Per 36 minutes, he's averaging the same amount of points as Donovan Mitchell. So he is really lighting it up, and he's by far the Sixth Man of the Year so far this season. Now, most improved player, who do you have?
This one to me was another easy one. I don't know if you're going the same way, but it's got to be Julius Randle to me. And it's a guy who I thought when the Knicks signed him, I thought it was a really good signing. And I kind of expected this type of production. He had a down year, and I feel like everybody kind of soured to him, and I'm just as guilty. And he really turned it around. And this is the type of guy that I expected the Knicks to be getting from New Orleans. Honestly, he's overexceeded my expectations for him, and he has really helped ignite the charge for the Knicks. He seems like he is that key piece that the Knicks have been missing in turning things around from, they've been in this tank situation and hope that they can get a free agent. Now they're starting to win. They're starting to establish a bit of a culture. Thibodeau's done a great job, but Julius Randle has really helped put them in the win column, and I think that will be the big difference in them turning things around. But the main point is Julius Randle. He's been so incredible, scoring the ball, rebounding, passing. He's been a lot better defensively. So I feel like in every aspect of his game, he's improved. So to me, he is the perfect example of a most improved player.
I'm not mad at that because Julius Randle definitely deserves some consideration. But I'm going with two players that are not Julius Randle.
I think I know who you're going to say.
Christian Wood and Jeremy Grant. It's one of those guys. I mean, I think that's the easy pick. Christian Wood will probably not get it because he has not been playing. He's probably going to miss the majority of the year, so he's not going to win it. But Jeremy Grant, upping his scoring average from I think 11 points more, I think that's phenomenal. Even though the Pistons are not good at all, he has, I think, the best case to win Most Improved Player because Most Improved Player has never been an award based off of your production plus winning. It's always been, okay, who's averaging the most points from the previous season? And this year, it's been Jeremy Grant. But Julius Randle has a case to do it because the Knicks are winning. They're in the playoffs. Randle not only is a great scorer this season, but he's a great rebounder, a great facilitator, and a much improved defender. So he's literally doing everything for the Knicks, and they're in the playoffs, which I think means a lot. So there is a chance that Julius Randle could be Most Improved Player, But my guy to this point is Jeremy Grant. Now, for the final award, Coach of the Year. Who is your Coach of the Year?
My Coach of the Year, I'm going to go with Quinn Snyder. I feel like you got to give a nod to the best team in the league. And not only are they the best team in the league, it's not like they're the Lakers or the Nets, who we kind of expected to be there. You know, I was pretty down on the Jazz in our preseason previews, and even for people that were high on the Jazz, I don't think anybody expected them to be playing this well. So I think it's a big credit to Quinn Snyder and what he's been able to do, whether it's, you know, the rotations that I think have been spectacular, getting them all to buy in on the defensive end. The defense has been one of the best in the league. The three-point shooting has improved, and the offense is working so well. And I feel like he deserves a lot of credit for that. So I think he's an easy choice for me.
I have the same guy. The other guy I was thinking about was Tom Thibodeau, because the Knicks were not. I mean, everybody thought the Knicks were going to be the worst team in the NBA, as did I.
Yeah.
And Tom Thibodeau has led this team to be a playoff team this season. But you can't deny what Quinn Snyder is doing. They're the best team in the NBA right now, record-wise. They are playing the best basketball out of any team in the NBA. And this is a roster. This is a team who had a similar roster to last year. They added Derek Favors, which was a huge signing. But outside of that, everybody was there last year. So I think to this point, Quinn Snyder is definitely the Coach of the Year. But other than that, maybe Doc Rivers could be in the running, or maybe
I would. My second person would have been Monty Williams with the Suns. I think he's done a really good job.
Yeah, that is.
They got off to a slow start, but they've turned it around in that second half of the first half. And, you know, I'm interested to see how they can carry it over into the second half of the season. But I'm impressed with the job he's done. You know, they faced some obstacles, so I think he's done a good job.
Yeah, there are a lot of coaches that deserve this, because Monty Williams, second seed in the West, definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
Quinn Snyder, Tom Thibodeau, Doc Rivers, they're all doing fantastic. But those are our mid-season NBA awards. Comment down on the comment section below, who are your mid-season award winners for MVP, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, or Coach of the Year. And if you don't want to comment all of those, you can just pick one, possibly the MVP, because that's the most popular award, and you can give your take.